Welcome to Lesson 24. Avoid seeking approval from others, because when you live authentically, you don't need their approval. These next two lessons take into account how you behave around others. It's hard to love yourself when you seek the approval of those around you. Instead of trusting and believing in you, you compare yourself to others. And when we make comparisons, someone always loses. Today, we're looking at approval-seeking behaviors. No one is sure how the need for approval developed. Some social scientists believe that the need for approval evolved from a survival advantage that group acceptance provided. It was challenging to survive 10,000 years ago, and may be impossible to survive alone. Those that craved acceptance had a better chance of remaining with the group and survival. Those that didn't care about upsetting others found themselves kicked to the prehistoric curb. But in today's society, approval-seeking behavior is self-sabotaging. Trying to impress others is exhausting, and it diminishes your own importance. Free yourself from the need to receive approval from others with these strategies. The first strategy is to give your opinion freely. I challenge you to express yourself, even if it makes you uncomfortable, and even if someone may disagree with you. Start with small things, like what movie you feel like watching, or where you'd like to go for dinner. Assert yourself. The second strategy is to avoid judging others. Notice your thoughts. Are you constantly judging others in a variety of situations? If you are overly critical of others, it's only natural for you to assume others are the same toward you. By avoiding this type of behavior in yourself, you'll drop the assumption that everyone else is judging you. Allow others to be as they are. It makes life more interesting. Sit back and enjoy the differences. This third strategy may be enlightening to you about what others are doing to you. Realize that disapproval can be used as a weapon. Many people use disapproval as a means of getting what they want. They may disapprove of your opinion, clothing, hairstyle, or anything else to enjoy the fruits of your submission. Call people on their disapproval of you. Ask them to explain themselves. Remember that most negative people are looking for a victim, not a fight. When you stand up for yourself, many of the bullies disappear. Knowing this can free you from seeking the approval of others. In many cases, others are just in the game for themselves. For your fourth strategy, consider this. Be aware of what happens when someone disapproves of you. We seem to be born with an intense desire to fit in. But what actually happens when someone disapproves of you? Nothing. The sky doesn't fall. You might suffer from a little embarrassment, but it passes. No big deal. Another effective strategy for avoiding approval-seeking behavior is to do something for you. That's right, just for you. If you're constantly seeking approval, you're not taking very good care of yourself. Show yourself that you're important by focusing some of your time and energy on yourself. It might be a little bit uncomfortable at first. You might even feel selfish. But you're worth it. Take care of you. And our last strategy, fill your life with things that are important. If you had to run across the street naked to save your child's life, you wouldn't be worried about anyone's opinion. That's because your child's life is more important than your ego. But you don't need a disaster to experience this. Volunteer with an organization that's doing important work. Write a book that you believe will change lives for the better. Find ways to spend your time on things you consider to be important. The bottom line is, your opinion matters. Be proud of your individuality. Allow the world to see and experience your individuality for themselves. In the next lesson, we'll explore the flaw of comparing yourself to others. But first, here's what you need to do today. Avoid judging others. In your journal, write down one person that you may have judged prematurely. Did you have all the facts when you formed your opinion of them? What other facts could have a bearing on their behavior? Now think of other people that you know. Did you judge them too? Do you have a habit of automatically judging others and situations in which you find yourself? If so, then you may be diminishing your own importance by automatically thinking that others are judging you also. What can you do to practice keeping an open mind instead of automatically judging others? That's all for this lesson. See you in the next session.